In order to be able to do drug dosage calculations, you need to be able to identify certain items on a medication label. The first thing you need to be able to identify is the trade name of a medication. In this case, there is no trade name on the medication label, so you would simply write NA or none. The next item to identify on the medication label is the generic name. On this label, the medication name is midazolam. You also need to be able to identify the dosage strength of a medication. Sometimes manufacturers will write 2 dosage strengths to help nurses with the math. There's less likelihood of a medication error if we have to do less math. In this case, the dosage strength can be expressed as 2 milligrams per 2 milliliters or as 1 milligram per 1 milliliter. You also need to know the form of a medication. In this case, the form is sterile liquid. Because this medication is given by injection, it needs to be a sterile liquid. We don't want to inject anything into a patient that is not sterile. Another item you need to be able to identify is the route of administration. In this case, it is for intravenous or intramuscular use only, which I will just write as IV or IM. This can also be asked as directions for use. You also need to know the controlled substance schedule for a medication. This particular medication is a Schedule 4. A controlled substance schedule will tell you the potential for abuse of the medication. The storage information is also important to note. If it is not stored properly, it can ruin the potency of the medication. This medication needs to be stored at 20 to 25 degrees centigrade or 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And we always want to know the expiration date of a medication. This is very important. We cannot give expired medications. Right here is the expiration date. This is a generic label, so these aren't real numbers, but I'll write them in here. Equally important is the lot number. Manufacturers will use this when they need to recall a drug. They identify which ones by the lot number. Again, a fake number, but I will write it here. Also important to be able to identify is the manufacturer's name, which, although I know it's very difficult to read, is written right here. And it's actually Fresenius Kabi. Another thing you may see on a medication label is a black box warning. This lets you know if there are severe adverse effects with a particular medication. This particular medication does not have a black box warning. And one last item that I forgot to mention earlier is that you need to know the total volume of the container, which is on this label right here. Total volume for this is 2 milliliters.